back. Hello. You may not know I have a different hat on, so it's not like the same day or anything from our last episode. But it's us again. We're here to share our knitting adventures with you all. So we got Raylene right over there.
Hi.
There's Deidre.
Hi.
Here I am with my different hat.
So did you dye that yarn?
I did.
Okay. Nice.
This one, it's called Peppermint Bark, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, so that was kind of fun. Yeah. So many moons ago, we talked about things that we maybe wanted to share, and I wanted to talk about Elizabeth Zimmermann, kind of the queen of all that isn't it. So if you guys get a chance to maybe check out some of her stuff, I found just the other day I was looking for a way to cast off in a project so that the ends match up. Because sometimes, I have a scarf here that I made. This is a scarf that I'm making for our dad.
Oh, nice.
But sometimes the one end that you cast on doesn't match the other end where you cast off. Sometimes there's trouble there. So I was just looking around, and Elizabeth Zimmermann has a cast off. I think it's called the Elizabeth Zimmermann Easy Sew Off, sewing bind off, something like that. Can't remember the exact name of it, but it kind of got me thinking about stuff. And there's so many different ways to cast on, and so many different ways to cast off for different reasons. And I just wonder if you've run into anything interesting like that in any of your projects so far. What do you think about that?
I have to finish the project to be able to cast off. They're still on the needles.
Yeah,
I hear that. Me too.
I hear that too. Yeah, I've just been really into exploring that this week because I've had different projects, and usually I cast off either too tight or too loose. And so I was trying to kind of experiment with different ways to kind of correct that. And I came across hers again, and I remember, we said we were going to talk about her and all of her awesome stuff. But we didn't really get to do that. So but I first ran into hearing about her from my mother-in-law, who's knit forever, since she was a little kid, and just one of the greatest knitters ever. And she gave me my first knitting book. It was Knitting Without Tears.
Oh.
Of that book, and it was pretty much above my head. I mean, I just looked at it and I thought, I don't even know what she's talking about in half of the things. But as time went on, though, you do get there, and really all she wants you to do is to be a thinker. Read your knitting, think about how you want it to be. You don't always need to have a pattern. Use your knitting brain and work it out, kind of the things that you get from her. And in a lot of her books, she'll talk about, people will ask her, what's the pattern for that? And she'll look at them funny and say, well, I measure here and I knit what I need. So she's really focused on how many stitches per inch you knit to get what you need done. And everything's been, in the knitting world, she did it. She created all of this stuff, and we're helped advance things like that. We're trying to get people to, veer off of that pattern. Think about it. What do you want? What do you want to make? And here's how you can go about it with a mathematical formula. So I think that's pretty neat.
Wow.
There's a thing called ESP. It's Elizabeth's system of percentages, I think. And if you want to make a sweater, she'll tell you how, if you measure how much you knit per inch, how many stitches per inch, what your measurements are needed for a sweater, it puts it all together so you can make your own sweater and you don't have to read somebody else's pattern.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so she's really interesting, and if you ever get a chance, like my library had DVDs of her. She used to have a TV show, and she would just be sitting there knitting, and her daughter is Meg Swanson, who, in her own right, fabulous designer, teacher. Her patterns are really difficult looking. They're just so smart. They're just so smart about it, and some of it takes a while though, just over time to get what she's saying. But yeah, if you're ever bored, first off, look at that bind off. I can't recall exactly what it is. It's something like easy sewing, sew off, something like that. I don't know. I can't remember. But it's supposed to make it so your cast on edge looks just like your cast off edge. Sometimes mine's a little bigger or strange. so that's why I was investigating that. But
oh yeah, good idea. Huh.
Yeah. But really cool lady. So I challenge you both to read about her a little bit for next time.
All right.
Okay.
All right. This time I will.
Well, I kind of forgot about it myself for about 6 months. So.
With all that moving and everything.
Yeah.
Just a few things you had.
Yeah. What an inspirational lady though. I have to show you something. I was just dyeing some yarn today. Just have it outside. Here it is.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, wow.
Pretty.
It's drying out here in the windy cold. I don't know if it really is drying or just blowing around.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Love the blue.
That was Christmas. Whoville Christmas.
Oh, what nice.
Yeah. So, whoops. Chip in here. So, all right. So let's dive into some more projects here. All right. So you have your washcloth, Maylene?
Yes.
Do you have any other projects going?
I have a couple of projects in bags that I need to pull back out and finish. I've got a scarf that I started ages ago that has this lovely soft green. I need to finish that. I've got a green sweater that I need to finish. And then I have my poor husband's sweater that I don't know how many years it's been in the bag.
Oh, really?
Made from our own wool.
Well, you're not.
It should be first in line.
You're not alone in having this happen. It's so. Well, are you working on any projects with is it your own yarn?
Yes, that's my yarn.
Okay.
Randy's project is, I've been wanting to make some more socks from my own wool.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just, I actually want to get back on my loom. I've got something on my loom that I want to finish, and that's my yarn.
Well, that's exciting. Do you dye that yarn or is it natural?
That yarn I'm using in the natural color, so it's a white and a gray in stripes.
Cool. That's awesome. That's awesome. I love that yarn. Hey, Deidre, is that Raylene's yarn? Is your mitten Raylene's yarn?
No, but I have some, and I'm trying to decide what to do with it. So.
Oh, okay. I know you.
I'm just a collector right now.
Yep. Well, I mean, that yarn is just so. Oh, it's so nice and warm. I was just wearing my sweater the other day. It feels so good.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I know you dyed that yarn that your mother-in-law made.
Right.
Yeah, with your yarn. So that was cool. Yeah, that was neat. Huh.
The white with blue speckles.
Yes, right. That was gorgeous.
That she let me wear, so it's in the pictures of the festival this year, the Maryland Festival. Yes,
we had that. And on your birthday, I think that was your picture we posted.
Yes, that's when I saw it again.
Yes. Deidre, which project are you working on?
Well, I'm really wanting to get the mitten done, but I have a scarf that I'm making too. want to try to get that one finished.
Oh yeah, I saw that
This-
one.
This one has been sitting in its little bag waiting for me to return to it. But I kind of was playing in Shanna's stash while I was out there visiting, and making some other fingerless gloves for a friend who likes those corn huskers. So I got that going.
Oh,
I had to get it in there, so
That's awesome.
I almost have the second one done. So hopefully that'll wrap up before Christmas. So, but I have a survey question for you. Since I'm slowly learning more and more things, I got a set of needles of my own. The Likes, I think is how you say that. You'll have to tell me if I butchered that. But I have a set.
Ah,
oh, excellent.
All
Good
the
for you.
ditties. But as I've been listening at the table when I go to knitting, there's a couple of gals that swear by this one that it starts with a C. It's like a sharper needle. It's got a red string. It's kind of a funny name, like
Koigu. Is it
I'm not sure how to say it, but it sounds about right. It starts with that, and I think Amy may have put a picture of that out there on our site that she just got that set. And I was just wondering if you guys have ever used that, or if you have a preferred in the round needle that you guys like.
Yeah, I do.
Well,
What do
share.
you use?
Well, I really like I like Addy Turbo rockets. They're really nice. They really go fast. But I also have some right here. I think these ones are. Can you see it? These are really pretty. There.
Oh, yeah.
I like the rockets, but then I also like. I think they're Deborah Norville. I don't even know if they make
Nice.
them more, but they're wooden and they're pointy. I like pointy. Mm-hmm. What do you
Pick
think?
up your pointy
Yeah.
stitches,
The pointies.
sticks.
What do you like?
That used to be one of the first knitting podcasts that I listened to. Was pick up your pointy sticks.
That's so cute. That's adorable.
I've been using the wooden needles from Knit Picks, and they have a pretty multicolor. There's a green set, a purple set, but there's multiple colors. That I guess the idea came from the spoon that they used during dyeing and how it got the different layers of color on there. So
That's
and
really
it's an intra-convertible set too. So I have multiple cables of different sizes that I can put together. I really like those.
Nice. Those are ones I hadn't heard of. So.
Ever tried Signature? The Signature needles?
Oh yes.
They're very nice.
They're really slick.
Yeah, they're very slippery. And Jimmy Beans Wool. They have a website. They have a new one. Double points. They have a ruler on them. So they have it'll be pink and silver maybe. And they'll have an inch of pink, an inch of silver, an inch of pink. And so you can measure stuff.
Oh wow!
I have a set of those.
That would be nice.
I like those, and they're pointy. But boy, I always lose my ruler. I've used those so many times. They've saved the day. I always lose my ruler and my my sewing up needle.
Oh, the darning needle.
Yeah, with the big eye and the little.
Yeah.
I've lost so many of them. And I just went on Amazon the other day, and they had a pack of maybe 10 you can get, and it comes in a case. So I bought that. So I've got 10 right now.
Excellent.
Someone see.
I lose my little pair of scissors.
Oh yes. Okay. Yeah.
I've lost those a couple times.
I need my Tim the Toolman Taylor knitting belt. That would be helpful.
There you go.
Craft around me, and then I won't lose my stuff. I'll put it in my cool project bag, which.
But nothing beats my little scissors.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
I just love these. They're so awesome.
That's so
Those
cute.
are cute. I
So
like those.
Oh, where are those things? Remember those little things we got? These are those little
Yes.
things, the cake covers.
Yes.
Or
I can't find it.
I have one. I just got a new one. I'm gonna hold on a second. I'm gonna dig this out. Let's see. Do you have yours?
I can't. I'm looking. I'm trying to remember which package it's in.
All right. Well,
Oh, yep. Here we go.
we went to a yarn store together when she was visiting me, and my hand's cramping. I can't hold this. Oh yeah, there they are. The yarn cake holders.
That's so fun.
Nice.
We have a new one.
Oh,
It's a
those
sloth.
are cute.
They're little sloths, and then here's a llama.
Oh,
They're
I
just
like that
little.
one.
Here they are. Let's see. So they're just little, like a knit
That's cute.
fabric, and
Yes.
they're so handy. I love them so much. That is really a good idea. I have to show you this yarn. I got this yarn. It's mohair.
Oh.
It's from Molly, who does sweet tea yarn.
Oh wow, that's pretty.
I am just about ready to. I want to make a bunch of mittens for gifts. So I love holding a strand of this mohair with a littler weight yarn, like a sock yarn or a DK weight yarn, to make the mittens so soft and cozy.
Wow.
It's so warm. So I'm just about ready for that. I'm just getting some. Whoa. Big knit projects out of the way, and then I hope to make some mittens for Christmas presents.
Oh.
So
I'm looking for ideas for the cakes of yarn you gave us. I forgot what the yardage is.
oh, holy cow!
Are those geese going over?
They're like ravens or something. Oh, afraid they're gonna attack me.
Birds.
Oh, they're up there fighting. Let's see. Well, I was going to ask you guys, do you have a list started of Christmas knitting? There they are again. Go away! Oh, they're chasing a hawk. Oh,
Wow.
goodness. All these birds are chasing a hawk. Well, so I really wanted to get a jump on Christmas gifts this year.
Oh, nice.
I wonder, mostly I never write it down. I just use a list in my head. And I'm thinking I should change that way of thinking so that I actually get stuff done better. What do you guys think? Or what do you
That's
do?
a good idea.
No.
I keep forgetting things.
Well, I thought if it was on paper, I'm more committed or held accountable if I fall behind, or I don't know, like a punishment. It's not good to be giving gifts and you're getting punished, but I don't know. I just really want to do good this year for gift giving, and I seem to always get distracted. So I welcome advice.
I started sticking little notebook pads in each one of my little project bags. And as I learned something new, I've been putting them on there. And as I've figured out how to do the patterns, I've put down a person that I want to make something for, because it brings back a memory of something. So those are in each one of them. And I think I've got like 10 little booklets in case I get 4 more bags.
Oh man, so you hear that, bag makers of the world? You've got a customer. There's at least 4.
Yeah. I went to craft shows and was looking at, they always have the table with the knitted items in them, and it was just like, oh, I know how much time that takes. And they'd have stacks of washcloths, or they'd have scarves or mittens or whatever, and it was just kind of interesting to know, and it was a good way to start some conversations about all the things I've learned. I just tell them I'm new, and they all have something fun to share, so those are in my notebooks too, of the different things I've learned. So
what a great idea.
so
Well,
but
it's fun.
this is my newest one that I got yesterday. It's my first really big chunky one that I'm going to make my beanie hat out of.
Oh,
So
nice.
Who are you making that beanie hat for, or is it a secret?
it's kind of a secret. We'll have to see how it comes out. We'll have to see. But I got a ruler too for my little bag. So
nice.
Oh my
they
God.
take good care of me at the shop, and I even got the pattern, and it's got a fingerless pattern on it too. So
Do you have a new local shop, Shanna, at your new place?
Oh yeah, well, there's one place that's kind of by me. I went to the library a bit ago and discovered they have a Wednesday morning knitting group. So I've been,
wow.
And then they shared with me that pretty much any day of the week here, there's a knitting group gathering. So it's amazing. Where I was before, I really discovered any. Just kind of at home knitting, and I didn't know really anywhere I could go. But yeah, I could pretty much go any day of the week. Even today, there's one that meets in the afternoon, all around this in the Peoria area. And the Wednesday,
nice.
they took me on a field trip. So we went and we visited a couple of stores, west of there, I guess it was. And then there's one down by. I took Deidre there. That's where he put the little things. Those, yeah, fake. So I'm kind of meeting more people, but I just cannot believe how huge the knitting community is here. I just am shocked. It's awesome. Yeah.
Nice.
So I've heard a rumor that in August they have a bus that you can ride that will take us to Stitches Midwest. So I always like to go to that, and usually I was always thinking, oh darn, I don't really want to drive in Chicago, and well, there you go. There's a bus.
That's a great idea. Wow.
That is nice.
Yeah, that would be terrific. They've all been super nice, and I learned a new way to cast on the other day from someone, and honestly, there's always something that you can get. Someone will teach you something or show you a little trick, and I showed a lady how to knit in the round while we were sitting at the table this week, and it's just so great. It's so nice to be able to share, and then you find something new, and then that tickles you for a bit, and then you're excited and you want to learn something else. And I don't know, it's
perfect.
Yeah, I have to show you my table right now. It's ridiculous. I just thought, oh, how embarrassing. Okay.
Nice.
What is all this stuff? What a big mess. Holy cow. This lady here is nuts. Here's my project, another project. This is my Weekender sweater by Andrea Mowry. She's so amazing. She's just, wow, fabulous sweater patterns. So I wanted to make this sweater for so long, so I'm just going to cast it on. It'll probably sit there for,
Is that the one Danny wore?
No, that was, my daughter Shelby is making she's crocheting a huge blanket to put on our bed. It'll be queen size, of all my leftovers or projects that I didn't want anymore, so she ripped them out. Of different, I had samples when I had my yarn shop, and so she took the samples apart, and she's using the yarn to make this blanket. And that purple yarn that my dog Danny got was one of hers.
Oh, okay.
But it wasn't, it was okay. Everything was fine with that, but a little bit, yeah. You wait till you see this. Shelby won't let me share that blanket yet, though. So I have a picture of part of it, and she wants it to be done, and she won't share yet. It's getting huge though. It's she's really fast and she gets her stuff done, not like her
Wow.
mother. Her mother stinks at finishing projects. So I must make a list, you're saying.
Yep. Lists are good.
Write it down. Then my husband would like to hear that. Make a list. Stick to it.
You can do it on your phone, but I still like to touch paper. It's kind of like books. I like them on
Yes.
Nook, but I like to read a book sometimes. Feel the paper. So
Like the library. Go to the library. It smells so good. Like all the books rather than audibles.
my knitting club, or where I go now, actually does book club, so I get that too. So that's tomorrow night. So
Wow.
Nice.
Awesome.
making
Well,
all kinds of new things. So
you really are. You guys are so busy. That's awesome. That's so awesome. Yeah, I do enjoy, I mean, going places is fun, but I really like to sit in my spot on the couch and do my projects and
Right.
watch my own stuff. And I do kind of, every time it's time to go to the something or other, I'll sit there for a while and think, should I go? Should I not go? Should I go? Should I not go? I'm going to stay home. Oh, I'll go. I'm going to stay home. So
That sounds familiar.
yeah,
it's a bit of a struggle. And new stuff is hard too. Just being a new person in a group is yikes. I mean,
Yes. It's
Kind
so
of-
true.
there's a lot of anxiety.
there's a good way to deal with that. You just grab your big girl pants and pull them up, and then you can do it.
I don't like big girl pants.
Hey, that's how I make every day. Sometimes they're up here, but by golly, you do it.
Yeah,
Oh
they're
my gosh.
not very fun though, right? It's,
No, it's not easy. An
yeah.
introvert and an extrovert environment is very difficult.
Yes.
Yeah. It's funny though, because when, yeah, you know, my dogs are really fun to hang out with. They don't seem to give me any anxiety about anything.
No. You just have to get in touch with your inner dad. You know, he knows no strangers, so just channel it.
He is very good at talking to people.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a skill. It's a hard
It
thing.
is.
It really is.
I've noticed
Good
that my
ideas.
son has it. He
Oh,
does
wow.
the same thing. So
My
Nice.
oldest son does that too. He's very he'll just start chatting, and well, my husband's like that too. So yeah, that's not a problem for him. Well, you guys, my battery is about to die, so I'm gonna have to probably stop here.
Okay.
Darn it! That's the mobile.
Yarn it.
Yarn it! Darn it!
we should have had our t-shirts on.
Oh, you should get shirts that
Oh,
say
we should try and
that.
do that next time, huh?
Yarn. Oh my gosh, that would be really fun.
There you go.
So, do you guys have anything that we should work on besides Elizabeth Zimmermann stuff for next time? Uh-oh. I almost disappeared. My thing said you're almost out of juice here. I think I almost disappeared from the screen.
Oh.
Oh, gee. Is there anything that you want to have as a goal for next time?
Let's see if you'll put it on paper.
Yeah, we'll see. I'll write it right up here.
Okay.
Well, it's fun chatting with you guys.
It's great
good
to talk
to
to
see
both of you.
Hopefully you have a fun rest of your Sunday and, you know, go finish some projects.
And go pet Bo.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's a late game today. What are we going to do?
But I've even gone to Sparkles.
Wow.
Oh,
You got that.
wow.
Look at that. You
Yeah, I
are,
never thought I'd wear sparkles, so
you are a top fan.
I know.
You really are.
It burns, but I'll do it.
All right. Well, I hope you're going
Excuse
to
me.
feel better, Raylene. I hope you're all right and not
Oh,
catching
yes, just
cold. Chasing your
Just a
dogs
cough.
out in the rain. That's what, get sick from that. All right,
no.
guys. Well, It's super fun getting together, and we'll see you next time, okay?
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.